This video is brought to you by...
Man, y'all already know what it is. Cool green clothing. We done gone worldwide, and we coming straight out of Baltimore. We at the end of the year again, and if you ain't get a chance to support the brand yet this year, this the best time right now. We start our Black Friday deals, and our deals starting right now in November, going all the way into December. Go online right now at coolgreenclothing.com and make your purchase. Oh yeah, and by the way, if you ain't cool and getting the green, you're in the way, and that's just basic.
What's going on, YouTube, fam? It's your boy Tony 2 times, and we back with another episode of the Baltimore Way, man. I hope everybody is in good spirits out there, getting ready for the new year. But before I start, be sure to tap that like button. It's free. It helps get the video out there. Definitely watch this video to the end to hear the full story and all the details in the case. For my day one fam, y'all already know it's all love. Thanks for tuning back into another episode. If you're new to the channel and you feeling the content, feel free to subscribe. Definitely hit that notification bell so you can be notified every time we drop a new video. Oh yeah, feel free to share the channel with your peoples. Everybody is welcome. With that being said, let's get right into the story. For most people out here, we wake up daily and either think about a way to make some money or go do something to make a dollar. We have a working class that goes punch a clock, earn an honest living to take care of themselves and their families if they have one. You have others that learn enough knowledge to go out here and be an entrepreneur and work for themselves. And then you have people that choose to make a living off the streets. That could be anything from scamming, robbing, taking hits, hustling, whatever to make some bread. All over America, unfortunately, it's people out here with vices. Whether they are trying to escape reality or escape some kind of trauma. So they choose to get high. No judgment passed at all. Because if you come from a city like mine, then you understand some of those people are the smartest, kindest people you will ever meet. But with a demand for something comes a supply. Trappers, dope boys, hustlers, whatever you call them, and you're part of the world. All over, you have men and women who wake up daily and hit a block to try to get off whatever they are selling to make a living. Some are trying to get rich. Others are just trying to make it through the day. But with hustling on the block comes competition and other people with the same goals as you, just trying to make a few dollars. And when too many people are trying to share a block or source of income, things can take a crazy turn real fast. And on this episode of the Baltimore Way, we will be discussing the case of a beef over who could hustle on the block that ended with a 30-year prison sentence. Back in 2024, 29-year-old James Little Jr. was trying his best to navigate life in the streets of Baltimore. James had a little bit of a past, a few run-ins with police, but he wasn't worried about none of that. His main focus was trying to survive and make a dollar. To do that, he chose to hustle. Nothing major, buy some product, find a laid-back block in a city that wasn't hot and crowded to get his pack off. The area he was familiar with and landed in was Highlandtown, a pocket of southeast Baltimore, known for its busy streets and also being very diverse. At first, things seemed alright for the man. He was making a few dollars. Him and a few of his guys had set up a shop not too far from Conklin Street. But if you know anything about Baltimore, it's an open-air drug market. New clientele always coming, but with that also brings new competition. And sometimes, once you build up a spot, others want in on the action. James started noticing another group of men posted up on what he considered his block. They were stepping on his toes, hitting his cells in the streets. Some call that short stopping. Him and his peoples confronted the group one day, and one of the men, who we will call P for the sake of the story, told James it is what it is. Nobody was going to stop them from hustling in that area. Now feeling tried and feeling frustrated, every day saying P and his guys were on the block, James felt he had to do something because in his mind, it wasn't enough money for everybody to eat. On November 4th, 2024, it was a cold fall day in the city. But James still knew that didn't stop people who needed to get out the gate and get their drug of choice. So he went outside and hit the block. Seeing a few people from his circle, he shook a few hands and thought everything was all well, thinking P and his crew probably moved on, because at first he didn't see them around the way. But a few hours later, they popped up on the block. As they started hitting cells, James, tired of Shine, he decided he would go confront his rival one more time. James told his people, let's go see what type of time they on. He walked up to P and his crew. James told him, like, yo, y'all gotta go. Get off this block. Take that around the corner somewhere. But P, not backing down, told him, no, we right here. Nobody going nowhere. James, frustrated, blurted out, yo, you gonna die. Watch, you think it's a game. Watch what I do to you. After a few more words, the two groups started fighting. Seconds later, multiple shots went off. A police officer who was in the area on feet heard the shots, but didn't know exactly where they came from. About 10 minutes later, a male victim who had been shot walked into a local hospital. He stated he was shot in Highlandtown, and it was P. The officer on patrol went to the block. He knew exactly where everybody hung at, in the 100 block of South Conklin Street. He talked to witnesses. People told him it was beef over the block, and James was the alleged shooter. BPD got surveillance footage from local stores in the neighborhood that showed the altercation. A man with a gray hoodie on, up a gun, shoot, then started running. They also noticed something fell out of his pockets. As police searched the area, they found a pack with 37 gel capsules. One officer allegedly recognized the shooter because he always wore that same hoodie as James. Back at the hospital, P was fortunately in stable condition. Not long after, James was picked up for questioning. He denied being on the block that day, but with multiple witnesses, an officer who also recognized him from the footage, he was charged with attempted first-degree hit, reckless endangerment, and weapon violations. A few months later, James was offered a plea deal to cop out to life, all suspended but 30 years, and another 5 years of supervised probation upon release, in which at first he declined. As him and his lawyer got ready to take it to trial, a second offer came down from prosecutors. This time, 50 years, all suspended but 30. 3 years of probation upon release. And after serving 5 years, James could go back in front of a judge to see if he can get a modification on his sentence, in which this time he accepted the plea. He is currently serving his time up RCI, Roxbury, and Hagerstown, Maryland. Fortunately, in this situation, nobody lost their life. I'm very familiar with Highlandtown. I used to work right around the corner from that same block. And I know it's probably a few dollars around there, but I'm sure it's not worth 30 years. But that's the thing in the streets. When you have ego, pride, and people fighting for survival, and every dollar, it becomes survival of the fittest. It's a lot of lives gone, whether to prison or the graveyards, over blocks and areas none of us own. It's a vicious cycle, but unfortunately, as long as the streets are around, there's always going to be somebody who will wake up, jump off the porch, feeling like they might be the lucky one to get rich and make it out. Same trap, different people. But hey, that's the Baltimore way. Yeah, man, crazy story. Like I said, fortunately in this one, nobody lost their life. But I ain't gonna talk too much more about this one. Y'all leave it in the comments. I appreciate you if you made it to the end. This is another episode of the Baltimore Way. It's your boy Tony 2 times. Love, fam. I'm out.